Okay, here we are in Leslie's garage once again. I've not been here for quite a while actually. Last filmed in here in the spring.
March, yeah.
When you were working on...
When I fired up the Supercharged.
That's right, and you were doing your Yamaha RD.
Yeah.
It's next door.
Yeah.
You told me the other day you're going to be busy next few weeks working on a Norton, so I thought, well, that sounds interesting. And here it is. It's a Norton of some kind.
It's a Norton
Twin.
Dominator.
Dominator 1959. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that it was a bare frame a few days ago.
Yes.
And you've now put the engine in, put the gearbox in, and
slowly putting it together. Yeah.
So you just told me just before turning the camera on that you did the engine about 3 years ago.
Yeah, I did the engine did the engine 3 years ago, and the original plan was he was building the bike. The owner.
For his dad?
For his dad. It's his dad's old bike.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah. Oh, it's not just a bike he used to have, it's the same bike?
It's the same bike, yeah.
Okay, great.
Well, he's got no time to do it, so he's asked me to do the complete bike.
Yeah, so the engine came, gearbox came. Was the gearbox alright, or was that also...?
The engine came, I rebuilt that about 3 years ago. Then he brought the forks, which are behind you, which I rebuilt with new stanchions.
Yeah.
And that's all I've done up until I started this Thursday. He came round a few weeks ago, dropped all the bits off.
And was the frame really powder coated or?
It's not painted. It's not powder coated. It's been painted.
Yeah.
Actually, there are a few chips in it.
Yeah, there are a few marks there.
I've not done that. They were done before it got here.
Okay, so rebuilt. I take it he wants it for Christmas. Does he for Crimbo?
No, he'll probably want it for the new year.
Oh, right, okay. It's now
start next season basically.
Yeah, it's now what mid-November, so it might be pushing it for.
Well, I've told him I'll do it over the next 3 months, November, December, January.
Yeah.
It probably won't take me that long, but I've given myself 3 months to...
And so what else is left to do then? Assuming the engine's okay, you've got all the bits you need. Have you got the bodywork? Is that okay?
The tank and mud guards are still with the owner. He's not brought them along yet. There are a few other bits and pieces that I'm short of.
Yeah.
I've noticed
there's
that
a wheel there.
All these bits.
A wheel there. Yeah.
The plan is to obviously rebuild it, but then convert it to 12-volt electrics.
Okay. Well,
electronic ignition.
Yeah. And
a modern carburettor, so it's more reliable when it does run.
Yeah. Yeah. So what carb is going to have an AML?
The AML carb is here in a box.
Right.
And as you can tell by the condition of it,
let's have a look. It's seen better days.
The whole bike was like that. Yeah. The engine was even worse than that.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay, so it's looking a bit better now.
Yeah.
The good news is you can actually buy kits for these, can't you? You can get AML carb kits, electronic ignition kits. Yeah. They're quite popular.
The list of parts you can get. I mean, there's a company called Norville. They list 14,000 parts.
Yeah.
For all the different Norton models.
That's right. So
getting parts isn't an issue.
Right. Okay. It's looking good. So you're just tinkering away with that for the next few days?
Yeah, I'm just going through everything and making sure what I've got, what I've not got, making a list, which is somewhere around.
Yeah.
Of what parts I need to buy.
Yeah. And
then we can go from there and carry on building.
Okay.
So I'm just doing what I can now with the bits that I have got.
Looking around, I think there's 2 bikes that were here in the spring. There's that Kawasaki ZL1000.
Yeah, that's my mate Kev's. I'm doing a sort of semi-restoration on that.
Yeah, slowly.
And
behind it is a VMAX. I think I filmed it when the engine was in the engine. When the engine was in the frame still.
It came here 12th of December last year.
It was a year ago.
So it's a year ago nearly. Yeah.
I remember you took the engine out. In fact, the engine's there. Look.
The engine's knackered.
Yeah. Is that the crank there? Is it one of the cranks?
Spun the shells on the crank. The crank's knackered. 2 conrods.
Okay.
Plus a load of other engine internal bits.
So what's the plan? Is he trying to find another spare engine, is he?
He's actually been on to me last week and he said he's found an engine for £1,000.
Yeah, well hopefully it's in good nick anyway.
Well, it's done 16,000 miles.
That's not bad. It's not bad. It's
US
a big
import.
Engine. Yeah.
I thought that was a bit steep for an engine, but...
Well, compared to trying to rebuild something like that, yeah.
The thing is, the gearboxes go in these VMAXs, so he could spend £1,000 on a second-hand engine. I fit it, and then the gearbox is knackered.
Well, to be fair, I did 70,000 miles on my VMAX, and it never gave me any trouble at all. That said, I used to have it serviced and it was oil changed on regularly, and
it's not that. They are a weak gearbox, especially second gear, and they all go at some point.
Yeah. And then over there behind you is yet another Kawasaki. This time a
Z1300. Yeah.
So let's look. I'll just refocus and we can look at that one.
The clip on the pivot's weak.
Okay.
So it needs a new clip.
Oh, I thought it was broken. I thought it was correct. That
no,
side
it's
panel's
wobbling because the clip on the
it's
pin
got a pivot there
won't.
where a key goes.
It's just one of them little jobs I've not got around to doing on it.
So is that a carb model or is that a?
It's a carburettor model, yeah.
Okay,
the carbs are in the boxes underneath there.
Okay, yeah. So you're saying this is the second time you've had it apart. So was it running before? After you'd done some work?
He brought it to me. I've done all the work to get it on the road. Wheel bearings, brakes, mainly.
Maintenance basically.
All the brakes.
Yeah.
The engine fired up and ran quite nicely actually.
Yeah.
I've took it for MOT. It sailed through the MOT.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And then I rode it on a ride out, and it popped a cylinder.
Oh dear. Hang on, my camera's just gone wonky. So many miles is it's done? Oh, 40.
46,000. That's another problem. The speedo snapped. The speedo needle snapped.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah. The needles are
so the internal speedo mechanism needs refurbishing. That's another job.
Another job
over this winter.
So why did it drop a cylinder? Was it a spark?
Well, I found out I did 115 miles on it this particular day, and I was 2 miles from home, and it dropped a cylinder. So I limped home. And left it for a few days, and when I took the plugs out, these two, number 1 and number 2 plugs were sooty black.
Yeah.
Now, those two cylinders share a carburettor. There's three twin choke carbs.
Yeah.
And the carburettor on that cylinder had flooded.
All right.
So I've took the carbs off and I'm completely refurbing them.
So it wasn't an ignition problem. It was
a
fuel problem.
It's usually ignition problems with these because they are a weak ignition system.
Okay.
But it's carburettor related.
Okay, and then behind there, talk about big and small. You've got a.
Oh, that's the other end of the scale. It's actually a Honda Chali 70cc. Somebody's put 80cc stickers on it, but that's a lie. It is a 70.
What's happening? Like trying to get it going at some point.
Well, the guy who had restored a Honda 500 for Steve some years ago, when he picked the Honda up, he dropped that off. But I've just not had time to do it. Yeah,
it's in a bit of a state.
It is. It's absolutely knackered.
I take it that's got some emotional link to him because otherwise you wouldn't.
Not really. I think he just
fancies it.
He just wants to. It's just one of those bikes he can nip onto the shots when he's at his house in Wales, so he can nip down to the village. So they get
his buy a modern little bike, wouldn't you? Because that's pretty
they're ideal when they're running right. They go forever.
Okay.
So,
and with that, let's go and see what's next door.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, so now here we are in your main shed, the heated shed, thank God, and I'm looking at 2, not 1 but 2 Eliminators.
Yes.
So the one behind is yours, you've had for donkey's years, ever since
28 years.
28 years, it's mint, and the one in front of me here, closest, is a new one.
Yeah.
And I believe you're just doing some work on that one at the moment.
Yeah, it's Brenda's bike, my wife's bike.
Yeah.
So we have his and hers Eliminators.
Are they both Z1000s or is that one a 900?
This is a 600.
Oh, 600, sorry.
Yeah, shaft drive 600.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, they're quite similar, aren't they?
Yeah.
And is that on the road at the moment, or is it?
It is on the road, yeah. I'm just doing some work on the back of the bike and repositioning the number plates.
Yeah.
So it looks more like mine.
Okay, and the one behind it is your main one.
Yeah, that's the 1000.
A long time, and that's still mint, obviously, and running well.
Yeah, I did 170 mile around Wales on it the other week.
Look at you. And then behind there is another bike, Ducati Monster.
That's Brenda's old 900 Monster.
Now, wasn't that one built from a sort of smashed up bike originally?
I built it from parts. It had an engine and I bought a frame, and Jeff put a new headstock on it.
Yes, it had a lot of work, didn't it?
And I built it out of spares off eBay and breakers, and I built that 14 years ago.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's still mint.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a handful for Brenda. The clutch is a bit heavy.
Yeah. Is that why you got this?
She wanted something. She wanted something lower.
Lower seat. Yeah.
And something a bit more comfortable.
Yeah. A bit smoother, perhaps. Yeah.
Smoother.
Yeah.
And this fits all ticks all the boxes basically.
Yeah. Okay.
We were looking at new Vulcans and things like that.
Yeah.
But we ended up going with this, and she absolutely fell in love with it the first time she rode it.
Okay, and then you've got your hand on the bike on the front there.
Oh, the RD.
Which we'll now look at next. Let's have a little bit of a pan. Yeah, okay, so here's the Yamaha RD250. Is it an era D or something? D that we've seen before. It looks pretty much finished now, actually, apart from the bodywork.
Bodywork's got to be painted, that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that bodywork in turn is over on the bench there. That's the one you had dipped, isn't it? The
acid dipped, yeah.
Yeah, just look over there. Look, we've got not 1 but 2 tanks that you had
which one
dipped?
I'm using, yeah.
Okay, and it's going to, what colour are you going to go for? Is it
Red.
red with the speed blocks?
Yeah, standard
Okay.
Modena red it's called.
Yeah, yeah. And is there anything else to do on the bike? It looks pretty much...
brake lines, mirrors, just daft little bits now.
Yeah,
It's virtually done.
Okay. And then once that's done, you've got another two-stroke lined up
Yes.
to keep you busy, which is behind me. So let's just swivel round, da-da-da-da-da. And this one's got 3 pots in it, not 2, which means it's a Kawasaki triple.
Yeah.
And there's the frame, there's the crank, there's some very tight looking pistons and barrels and whatnot. So yeah, that's what's next. And I believe that's a
KH250.
Yeah, again.
I'm just amassing parts now, ready to start building it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then we come round again. Underneath a lot of stuff, you've got Future Project.
Yeah,
Kawasaki.
no time or money at the moment
Yeah.
to finish that.
Kawasaki Z
1000 Mark
II with the bodywork from your original bike, which is behind me here. Which is now,
ZRX running gear.
yeah, yeah. In fact, I must thank you actually for giving me your spare swing arms some time ago because I didn't realise how valuable they were.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's now on my new bike.
Donated to your project.
Yes, yes. It needs a bit of work, of course, but it's looking good. It's looking good. Yeah, so I'm actually just looking now for a wheel spindle. I've not got one.
I'm sure you can still get them through Kawasaki.
Oh, you can, no doubt, for £1 million. But I was hoping to get one from eBay, but there seems like there's nobody got one.
I can get you one at trade discount.
All right. Well, I'll see you later on about that. We'll see how much they cost.
And that's the 1400 engine that will be going in it.
Oh yes, yeah.
That came out on one of your old bikes.
Oh yes, that came. Yeah, that block is a bit familiar to me.
Yeah.
That came out of my turbo Kawasaki.
I've got all the bits to build it. I'm just waiting for Jeff to build me a crank.
Yes, yes.
And,
yeah.
and then it can start.
Plus, of course, you need a bit of space, I think, because right now
Yeah.
with the spin round, there's a bike here in front of me. That's your GTS.
The GTS,
Yamaha
yeah.
funny front end GTS.
That needs work.
Yeah, and then you've got the Yamaha. You've got your turbo. I shouldn't say that.
No, don't swear.
The supercharged bike.
Yeah.
Which we'll now talk about. Yeah. So looking at your supercharged bike, not turbo bike. We looked at that last time I was here in the spring when you just finished your exhaust pipe, your one-off exhaust pipe, and it was running, and you were playing around with your injection system and ignition, trying to get it tuned in.
Yeah.
And I know that was quite tricky because you've only got a laptop and you plug it in and adjust something slightly, then go out and ride a bike again,
Yeah.
come back, adjust a bit more, and keep on going like that.
That was it.
So you're saying that's now pretty much sorted now, is it?
It's 95% there
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It was good enough to go out and ride. I did a 90-mile ride out on it last time.
Yeah. And how does it feel? You said it goes pretty damn well.
Really powerful.
Yeah, a lot of torque in it.
The handling's great with the new tyres.
Yeah, yeah. And what tyres are they, by the way?
Power RS, Michelin Power RS.
Okay.
The tyres that were on it before were not suited to the bike. They were Bridgestones, and I was never confident. But now I fitted these. It's great.
Feel a lot better. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
But you were saying you got an issue, or you think you got an issue with the heat of the air going in through the supercharger.
Yeah.
So you've got a solution for that.
Yeah.
An easy solution, which is what?
Water methanol injection.
Right. So just explain to our viewer what that actually means.
Well, it's supposed to stop. Well, it does stop detonation on supercharged and turbocharged engines.
Yeah.
There's no room on this bike to fit an intercooler to cool the air going into the engine.
Yeah.
So fitting water methanol injection is a way of cooling the charge down without fitting an intercooler.
What actually happens then is you've got a tank full of water stroke methanol.
Yeah, 50-50 mix.
And you have an injector.
Yeah.
That injects that fluid.
Yeah.
Into the inlet.
At a preset temperature or boost or whatever
you want to do. Right. So it's like ECU controlled.
Yeah, ECU controlled on this bike. Yeah.
Okay. So when you told me about that, I thought that's great, but surely you'll run out of water stroke methanol within no time.
You will, depending on the size of the nozzle and how often it gets injected.
So you could use it a bit like NOS then. You could do it a bit like nitrous oxide injection where it only comes in at full revs or full power.
Yeah. I mean, you could adjust it to come in at
whatever
a certain boost pressure.
Okay. So you're saying there's somebody down south who makes kits for this thing and...
Yeah, I've been speaking to a guy who runs Devil's Own water methanol.
Devil's Own.
He does, yeah.
He makes kits for bikes and cars, I guess.
Cars, yeah. And I've asked him a few questions. He's been very, very helpful.
Okay. And how much would a kit like that be?
Well, the basic tuner's kit, which is what it's called, is about £285.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
But there's a few accessories,
yeah.
like a relay and a solenoid, that will bump the price up a little bit.
Yeah. And obviously, then you also need to make a
fuel tank.
A tank for it, or a water tank, I should say.
Yeah.
And find a place for that.
That's the biggest issue, is probably fitting
where's it
a water
go
tank where it's going to go on with limited room.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because obviously you've got the monoshop there. right there.
There is room in front of the number plate, so it'll probably go there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so what's next then? When do you think you'll get your RD finished? I guess
I need to take all the paintwork to be done locally over the winter, so that'll probably be done for spring. Again, there's a few bits and pieces to put on the Supercharged bike again over the winter.
Yeah. So are you going to start your KH next, or are you going to carry on with the Z next?
It's a good question. I'm not sure yet.
Because I remember you getting the frame pad coated quite a long time ago, because we went down to...
It's about 3 years ago.
Yeah. I know we went down in your van to Triple S and got it done when I was getting my frame done.
I need to buy some fork legs.
Yeah.
Fork stanchions, which I want the gold titanium nitride coated ones. Again, it's all a matter of money.
Well, can't you get that done separately? You can get them.
You can, but apparently the process is difficult to do. It's easier to buy them manufactured already done.
Okay. Yeah. So is that Yamaha going to get kept, or are you going to sell it? I mean,
I'm keeping it.
Keeping that one?
Brenda wants to ride it.
Oh right, yeah.
So she'll have the choice of 3 bikes.
Yeah. Oh, lucky girl. Because let's not forget, that was a bike that's been in bits in your attic or in
above Jeff's garage
for like years and years and years, like 20 odd years, whatever.
30 odd years.
Yeah, waiting for the time when you had time and space and the money to actually build it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no rush with this. I mean, it's a keeper, so.
Yeah. It also, although we're not showing it, it's got a very cool number plate as well, which is very unusual, and it's really worth quite a lot just by itself.
That's why I kept the bike for the number plate.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really cool plate. Yeah, because in the UK, plates are just assigned to the bike. You have no choice in the matter unless you pay a lot of money. So to have a cool plate is quite cool. It's quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, was that a plate that was sort of bought for the bike, or was it with the bike originally? I don't know.
No, it was registered with that plate on it.
Okay, well, someone got lucky there then.
But the guy who bought the bike, I went to school with him, and it was never sold out of the showroom as a standard bike. It actually had a fairing and clip-ons.
Oh right, it was only modified.
Expansion chambers. It looked like a race replica.
Back in the day.
Before race replicas existed.
Were a thing, yeah. I mean, what's that? What is it? Is it a 70?
77.
Yeah,
77.
Quite rare back then. Okay, so we'll end it there, and thanks for watching, and we'll come back another day when you've made a bit more progress.
It's all finished.
Okay, great.